Hello everyone, this is Sangeeta. Today we are going to discuss about Decision Builder in ServiceNow. Decision Builder is an application that provides an interface to create, manage, and modify decision tables. It is a ServiceNow application which is already installed in the instance, and to get the latest features, we must update our version manually to most recent one. Using Decision Builder, we can create decision tables which helps to resolve complex decisions that depends on multiple factors. Each decision table is having some inputs, and with those inputs we can build our conditions and can specify answers to each condition. So whenever our decision table is called and specific condition is satisfied, corresponding answers will be written as result. Decision tables can be called from a script using Decision Table API or from a flow designer using Make a Decision Flow logic. Let us discuss about the components of a decision. There are three important tables related to decisions. First, decision table sys_decision. Each decision table record will be stored in sys_decision table. Here we can see list of decision tables that are already available in the instance. Next, decision inputs sys_decision_input. These records represent our inputs which are used to get answers in a decision. These inputs can be of variety of types like choice, string, references, true or false, date, etc. Next, decision sys_decision_question. In this table, we can find our conditions built using decision inputs. Using condition builder, we can create conditions based on the inputs, and for each decision, we can select an answer. Next, answer records. Answer records represent answers that are reached using different decision input values. Answer records can be records on any table. For example, in this picture, we can see the answer table as sys_user_group table. Like this, we can also use user table, or if you want to return a subflow as an answer from your decision table, then we can mention sys_hub_flow table as an answer table to get a flow written from the decision table. Sample use case. Let us take a sample use case. Here we can see two inputs, number of units ordered and cash on delivery, and the decision answers are discount and assignee. If a customer ordered more than 10 units and he is paying in cash, then the customer is eligible for gold discount and order will be assigned to freight loading. Similarly, if the customer has ordered more than 10 units and cash on delivery is false, then the discount will be silver and assignee will be able to return. Now let me walk you through the instance and show how to configure decision table and how to call it from Flow Designer. Firstly, I have created a table called Asset Orders in Asset Orders custom application. My asset order form is having fields like asset type, number of units, cash on delivery, discount, and assignee. Let us take number of units and cash on delivery as decision inputs as per the use case, and the fields discount and assignee will be updated with values from decision answers. So to create a decision table, in the left navigator, we can simply type decision tables. Then we can find decision tables in system definitions. So these are all the decision tables that are available in the instance. Some are predefined and some are custom created. So let's create a new decision table. Upon clicking new, we can find a decision builder interface is opened here. Here we can provide our decision table name. For example, I'm giving as asset orders. Create and continue. So this is the decision builder interface. Here we can configure inputs, conditions, and results. First, let's create our decision inputs. I have two decision inputs, number of units and cash on delivery. So first add the input as number of units. Type, it is of integer type. So selecting the type as integer. We can also make this decision input as mandatory. Now let's add another input, cash on delivery. We can simply given as COD, and this is of Boolean true or false type. So selecting it as a true or false. You can also make it as mandatory. It completely depends on our choice. Next, we have to configure our conditions, and for each conditions we are going to specify an answer. Add condition column. Now we have to give the condition column label. This is a descriptive label. So I'm just given as units order. Description is optional. Input. These two are the decision inputs that we have created for this asset orders decision table. So I'm just selecting first number of units. Then similarly, we also need to create for another input. One is cash on delivery. Set cash on delivery. Done. Now we have to specify our answers. Nothing but the results. So result column first. I have this discount and assignee. My result column label will be discount and it is of the string type. So here I can choose the type as the string. Max length 40. If we want to change, we can change this. Done. And then we have another result. If we want to return only one result, we can take only one result column. Now here in my case I have two result columns, so I'm taking the discount and assignee, and assignee refers to user table. So I'm taking the reference and the result table is the user table. Sys underscore user table. Done. Now we have configured our inputs and conditions, result tables we mentioned. Now let's configure the conditions. So I'm just taking the operator as is greater than, number of units is greater than 10, and my cash on delivery is true. Then customer should be eligible for the gold discount. And assignee will be reviewed as per our use case. Similarly, I can also add another decision, which is units or greater than 10. Cash on delivery is false. Then customer is eligible for silver discount. And assignee will be able to turn. Like this, we can add number of conditions we require. Next, let us take less than 10 and cash on delivery is false. Then discount will be bronze. The assignee will be rectangular. If suppose any of the conditions that I mentioned here is or not satisfied, then we have an option to mention a default answer. For example, for this number of units COD, these input values is not matching with any of the conditions that I have specified here. I can directly mention the default result as something, discount, and assignee will be any person. So now I have configured my decision table with proper inputs, conditions, and results. Let's save this decision table and let's create a flow to trigger this decision table. So I have already created an asset orders flow which will be triggering upon the creation of asset order record. Now we have to call our decision table. By default in the flow logic of Flow Designer, we have an option called make a decision flow logic. This will be used to call a decision table. Decision label, this is a descriptive label. So I can mention as get discount and assignee. Then decision table. This field refers to decision table records _ decision. Here we can see all the available decision tables in our instance. And my decision table is asset orders. So we're clicking asset orders. Next, execution. We have a field execution with two options. First decision that matches, run all decisions that matches. If we select the first option, it will run only the first matching decision answer. If we select the second one, it will run all matching decision answers. Next, use branches. If we check the use branches option, then we can see here, these are all the possible decision answers from our decision table. Simply, we can see here our results as discount, gold, assignee, Fred, Ludi. These possible decision answers can be seen whenever we have given the use branches as true. These can be used. So whenever I called a decision table and got some decision answer, and depending upon the decision, if I want to execute some set of flow designer actions, during that case, I can be using this use branches. For our use cases, we are going to update the asset order field values. So no need to create these use branches. Then decision table inputs. These two are our decision table inputs. We can provide values for these decision table inputs as static, or we can provide dynamic inputs. Now I am providing dynamic inputs from the record created. So number of units and the cash on delivery, again from the asset order record. Done. Now we have make a call to trigger the decision table, and decision table has given some outputs, some results. Now let's use those answers to update our asset order record. So I'm taking an action, update record. Record will be asset orders record and fields. Discount. We can update the value from the decision table. Result elements, then discount. Next, we can add another field, assignee. Again, we are going to take from the decision table, assignee. So now the flow is completed. Let's save this and activate. Yes, the flow is activated. Now let us create a new asset order record. Number of units, I'm just taking 22, which is greater than 10, and cash on delivery is true. Now let's save this record. Yeah, here we can see we got the discount as gold, assignee is Fred Ludi. Let's go for our decision table and see number of units order. We have given 22, which is greater than 10, and cash on delivery is true. So answers as discount will be gold and assignee is Fred Ludi. We can see here. Main benefit of this decision table is whenever business requirements got changed, at that time we can quickly update decisions by modifying only decision logic without changing application code. For example, if my business requirement got changed for the discount gold, if the customer wants the discount to be as platinum, then I'll be simply modifying it as platinum and save the decision table. Let's create a new asset order record. Again, I'm taking 22, cash on delivery is true. Now our discount should be platinum and assignee is same, Fred Ludi, because we haven't changed anything. Now let's see, the discount got changed to platinum, assignee Fred Ludi. So we have made changes only in the decision table, not in any another script or another application code. Similarly, we can use these decision tables in various fulfillments, like to return subflows when a product order is created, depending upon the specification, or to trigger approvals for various catalog items. And these decision tables can also be called not only from the decision flow designer but also using decision table API. That's it about decision builder. Thank you.